I don't know if you hear me, but yeah, I'm a French guy. I can speak English. My name is John Christopher. I want to denounce uh, miscarriage of justice with corruption, political corruption, to show that France is really not a perfect country, as many think about. Uh, my name is John Christopher. I used to live 20 years in Asia, in Taiwan and Japan. Taiwan 17 years and Japan 3 years. It's been a very good trip, a very nice trip. And then I wanted to come back to France because I made an inheritance, family inheritance back in the middle of France. I was very happy, and I came back in peace uh, in 2019, just before the COVID crisis. And then I used to post many videos about this miscarriage of justice uh, in on YouTube and some other place. The media came to my home and gave me an interview as well in my favor. They made a very nice article, uh, but I still had a big struggle. Uh, yeah, I'm not very good at speaking here, but I want to tell you this story because uh, it's been a terrible time. I'm a single father with 3 kids. When I was in Taiwan, I got married and I divorced, but I keep a very nice relationship with my ex. She's a very nice person, and as she knew I was a good father, she thought, so she gave me the kids, and I came back in France in 2019 with my 3 kids as a single father. Just after my mother passed away, and I had to take care of the few house because I got house and land that make people very jealous about. And when I was in Taiwan, I was a businessman and a teacher. It was nice in Japan as well. And when I came back to France after 20 years out of the country, I thought it would be very nice. I thought I'll meet my kids again, my my friends. I mean, sorry about that. I will meet my friends again, and as we were kids together, we were at primary school together, and then uh, I had a lot of dreams, but the reality was totally different. I came back, and actually, it it became right away to turn into a hell, into hell. My neighbors weren't that nice. Some people really suck. The society changed a lot. I didn't know that because it wasn't like that 20 years ago. It was a little like that, like everywhere. You still have 1 or 2%. Now it's a lot of people that are real pain in the ass. So I arrived with the kids uh, before coming. Sorry about that. Before coming, I called the city hall of the little village. I will not tell you the name of the village, but I will keep it quiet to don't get any trouble. Neither I won't give the real name of the people to don't give them trouble. But the whole story is a true story. It's where I live. And before coming back, I called the the city hall and I said, yeah, I'll come back and bring my three kids. So we have to put them at school because it's not the holidays yet. And they told me, okay, no problem. Especially, and everybody told me that because it's a little village, uh, and the school has only 40 students, so they were on the blink to, how can I say that, uh, to close the school because there are not enough students. And then I came back with a lot of hope and dream, as I said, and actually it wasn't the right. How can I say that? I didn't expect what will happen because it turned into a very, very, very big deal. But at the beginning, it was still, you know, manageable. And so I arrived in uh, in the village. I went directly to the school, and they told me my kids became French and everything. I turned my kids into the French nationality. I gave them the French nationality. I made all the papers because they were born in Taiwan. I managed to do everything, and you know, uh, by the way, if you like this video, I'm not a professional, but if you like this video, you can just give me a thumb and share around. And if you know some journalists or newspaper people, reporters, please don't hesitate to give them my link and to send me a comment below. And don't hesitate to subscribe as well. That would be very nice of you. Thank you in advance. Then, I told you, yeah, I arrived. I went to the school, and at school they were not very nice. They told me, "Hey, we came back from. Come on, we come back from the director of the school. She's a teacher in the primary school. My kids, they were at that time. You have to know that my kids were about. I have three kids, so two boys and one little girl. So they are the boy, the big boy at that time was 8 years old, and the second one was 7 years old, and the little girl was 6. So they were very small. And then welcome if you watch that. Welcome on the video to explain the corruption, the true story of discrimination and racism and everything you can think about, and bully children. So the teacher told me, "Hey, sorry, uh, we are very tired. We come back from a little trip. We have, in France we have 3 weeks, 3 months, sorry, holidays during the summer vacations. So she told me we are very tired. There's only uh, 3 weeks left before we go to vacation. So I don't give a shit, with your kids. They don't speak French. Actually, at the time they didn't speak French. Now they have They are the top. They are top students. They are Taiwanese and French, half half mix. You know, and the mother is Taiwanese, and the, the teachers, the teacher, she was awful. She told me we are not. Oh, sorry. We are not a kindergarten. We are not. We are not a kindergarten. We are not. Sorry, we don't keep the children. We are a school here. If I don't want to take your school, I will not take your school. If I don't want to take your children, I will not take them. So I came back home. I was a little stunned, for a while, and then and then I arrived. I decided to go to the city hall, and when I arrived in the city hall, the mayor was with his secretaries. He had his feet on his desk and a mug of coffee, cup of coffee. It was amazing. I arrived. He didn't even give a damn shit here. He just even didn't give a shit. He didn't even told me hello. I say, okay, I have a problem here. The school doesn't want to take my kids uh, because they don't speak French, and they say they have something else to do that to take care three Chinese kids and everything. I was stunned. And the mayor told me exactly the same. We are not a kindergarten. We don't we don't give a shit. Your kids they don't even speak French. I said yes, but I told him yeah, but sorry, but you had the three little English kids, so they didn't speak French as well. So why you wouldn't take mine? And I want them to learn French. So they have to meet some French people. They home with me. We speak Chinese and English. I think it's not worth it. And they told me, yeah, but it's okay. We don't want. They will wait 2 months. And then I told them, yeah, but I only have 2,000 euros. I must buy a car and do all the registration papers and clean everything, clean the home and everything. Sorry, but I'll be very busy, and with the kids, I cannot do that. Even I live in the countryside, so I cannot even do the shopping. And the mayor told me, "Yeah, you think you will buy you a car with this cup of coffee and the feet on the table? You think uh, we don't give a shit? Sorry about that. It's not our trouble." I say, "Yeah, but in France, in the French Republic, the school is um, you must go to school. It's according to the law, so there's no choice. They must go to school. Sorry about that." And from 3 years old, and they say, "Yeah, we take two, but not the third." But at first they didn't want. So the I call how can I say that the academy. I call the inspection, the teachers inspectors, inspection of academy. I don't know how to say in English now. And then they told me they told me yeah, the school in France is according to the law they must go to school. There's no choice. So I how and so I they called the school and they told the teachers, sorry, but you have to take his kids. And they say, oh, we take only two because the third one is too young. She's 5 years old, not even six yet. She's almost six, but not yet. And I said, no, 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 but the school. is, according to the law, is from 3 years old. She's uh, she's five, so take her as well. So they took her as well, but they didn't like it because they thought they've been forced. They've been, they had frustrations. Me as well. I was not very happy about the welcoming we had in the country. People they say that France is a very nice country, but believe me, they, there's some good points. Maybe there's worse than that. But in my case, it's been awful treatment. Um, Not according to European Union. It's it's real bullshit to to welcome people like that, like shit, and treat people like shit. You know, in a country like France. And then they finally took the kids, but the kids they started to be bullied. You know, the by discrimination, they started to be harassed and over and over and beaten over and over by those shit assholes, uh, bad kids that who had some bullied parents as well. And that's the beginning of my story. At the beginning, it's like that. It's just not starting well, but after a while, it became worse and worse and worse and worse. And that started in 2019, but now we are in 2026 since yesterday. Happy New Year, by the way. And but that didn't change, and I think the society get worse and worse. It's terrible. Okay, awful. You know. So I started to try to find a way. I went to see the local political politician, and he knows me very well. He calls me Jesus. That's my nickname. And he told me, "Hey, Jesus, uh, we say hello. In France, we say we kiss on the cheek. So I kiss him on the cheek. He's a big politician here in the local county, and I told him, sorry, but I have a big problem here. They didn't want to take my kids. They gave me very bad shit time to take my kids. They even called the cops for to take me away from the city hall. That's unbelievable in a country like France that happened. So they called the cops, and I didn't see any cops for 20 years because I was in Taiwan and Japan for 20 years as a businessman. And I saw those cops totally different from 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they had like, you know, sweaters and they already had a gun. But now they have a taser. I never saw that taser, and they speak. They are. They speak bad. They speak. They are. I don't know how to say. They are insulting people. I don't know. They are not nice. Bully cops, and they have a shell. Like a kind of a like a armor on them with cameras and taser and guns. And I was like, what? What is that? Why did you call the cops for? Because I want to put my kids in at school. It's There's nonsense here. What I have, what did I do? What what did I do here? I didn't do anything wrong. So I tried to speak nicely to the cops, but they were very bully. And my kids, they were speaking Chinese at that time. They forgot Chinese since because it's 2000 in 2019. It's 7 years ago. Uh, Now we are in 2026. At the time they couldn't speak French, and the cops spoke to my little kids, 5 years old, 6 and 7 years old. Hey, shut up! You can't. We can't. We can't. We can't speak here. Oh, please put it down like that, man. Very badly. The kids, they were surprised. They didn't even understand what the guy was saying in French. Shut up, kids. Be quiet. They were like, but terrible. It was terrible time. I smile and I told the cops, are you out of your mind here? What's going on? Just want to put my kids at school. Okay? We're in France here. It's the school is supposed to be, you have some rules, you have some laws here, but not in the countryside. You know, don't think, people they think, oh, France, 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 but believe me, it's everywhere I have been. I've been to England. I met some very decent people. I have been to USA. I've met some very nice people, very good friends in Canada as well. Very nice friends everywhere. Everywhere I have been welcome. In Asia, I have been welcome. But in my own country, I'm just a white trash. I don't know how to say that. So I'm just yeah, treated like a pariah, like a shit. And I didn't even understand what happened. So I managed to find a phone and on the spot and call the inspectors, the working inspectors. Finally, they, they told me to speak to the. They told me to give the phone to the mayor. So I gave the phone and they said, "Sorry, take the kids." So they took my three kids, and my kids have been right away beaten. The other children like them some fingers, you know. Uh, it was terrible, terrible, terrible. Shouldn't do it. Yeah. Okay. And uh, and then it's been like hell from the beginning. So I went to see the local politician, as I said. He told me, okay, I have a solution for you. My son is the director of the school in the other village, 5 kilometers away, 3 miles away, and just go to see him and tell your situation. They will take the kids, and the mayor of the village is a good friend. Don't worry, he will manage to help you. Oh, okay. So I went right away to the other village, and I know the mayor because I used to be in the office of the tennis club, and he was the president of the tennis club, and we were in senior high school together 30 years ago in the 90s, beginning of the 90s, 35 years ago. So I know him, and well, he's an asshole, but anyway, I know him well. But he doesn't have a good reputation. He's not a very nice person. He had trouble with many people, kind of a troublemaker. Anyway, I went to see them, and at school the director told, oh, okay, no problem. I will I will take your kids. Just go to see the mayor, and we'll manage to find a way to sign the contract to bring your kids. I went to the city hall, and the mayor listened to my story that my kids were bullied and beaten, and But the mayor didn't want to put my kids at school. He say, "Whoa, what happened here? It's weird. Can I call them?" I say, "Oh yeah, go ahead, call them." So he put the you know the big sound, the I don't know how to call that everybody can hear the conversation. And uh, and then we started to speak. They asked the question, why, what's going on here? What happened? Why does John Christopher, me, wants to put the kids in my village? And the mayor from the other side, the other mayor said, hey, he came, he gave me, he didn't know I was there and hearing the conversation. And he was like, just like, hey, uh, he came, he gave us the shit. He was terrible to bring his kids. He was, he was, John Christopher was not nice. Uh, and now he complains. He gave us trouble to put the kids at school, and now he complains that the school have trouble. He wants to change them. It's nonsense. You got to calm him down. Uh, and I didn't expect what will happen. So they hang the conversation. They stop the conversation, and the mayor from the other village look at me and say, "Hey, you didn't tell me that you got trouble there." I say, "I've done nothing wrong. I just wanted to put my kids, and they didn't want to take them. The school is according to the law. There's no choice. The school is for everybody." And I had many things to do. I came back from Taiwan and Japan. I had many things to do. Sorry about that. And he say, "Sorry, I will not take them." And I was not very happy about that. I said, why? What I have done wrong here? He say, "I don't want to get involved into that." He say, "Sorry." And so I left my kid there because there's no other village. There's few other village around, but it started to sound ridiculous. So I said, okay, I will try to find a solution to calm the bully kids, to stop harassing my kids, my three kids, because every time they came with bruises, blood, uh, and the morning when they went to school, it took them five. Originally, you need 2 minutes to go to school, but it took them like from 5 to 20 minutes because they went backward. I cannot believe they didn't want to go to school. They were traumatized. So, thanks for the sub, guys. I saw that you gave me a sub. I want to thank you. If you can share the video right away or subscribe, because the story, it's just the beginning of the story, but believe me, it's going to be unbelievable. That's why I'm telling it in English, because I'm trying to speak English here because I just want to tell you how in a country like supposed to be the country of the human rights. Thanks for the sun, guys. The sun up, and a country like France supposed to be the country of the human rights, but it's just fucking bullshit. I think it's the same everywhere. You got some assholes in every country. You've got some nice people, some decent people, and assholes. You cannot fight against assholes. Jesus Christ tried 2,000 years ago. So many people tried. You cannot do anything against assholes because they are just assholes. They are just the sucks. They just like to to be troublemakers. And then, anyway, to go back to the conversation with you guys, the so my kids were beaten at school and everything. It was in 2000, back in 2019. I tried to find a solution, but I couldn't. So I went to see directly the parents. What the cow? What I have done? I've tried to tell them nicely, but they just defend their kids. They think my kids, they they don't give a shit. They don't care about my kids' feelings. They just want to defend their kids, and they are very harsh guys, harsh people, harsh parents. That's why maybe the kids are like that because most of the time, if the kids are not nice at school, it's because they got trouble back to their families' home. Anyway, it's not always like that, but uh, not to generalize, but it's mostly like that. In that case, here in the French countryside, in the middle. So I started to be not very happy to come back to France after 20 years in the paradise because I was in paradise in Taiwan and Japan. And you remember the mayor spoke to the other mayor from the other village. I was sent by a local politician to try to find a way to discuss, to try to find a solution for my kids to be well integrated uh, into France. I started to speak French a little at the time because it was 3 months, 4 months after we arrived. And you remember the other mayor, the first one? The first mayor told him to calm me down. So what he had done to give me trouble, it's that he called the social how do you call that, social workers, to he made a letter to the prosecutor, the court prosecutor, telling exactly that. At that time, I didn't know what happened, but I read it later, and that letter disappeared because I pressed charge against that letter as it's totally uh, discriminating and not allowed to do that. And the letter said Mars 3rd, 2020. Uh, John Christopher L. Me came back to France with 3 kids, but we don't know where they are from. There's no mother. It's weird. Mr. Levy is not well shaved, and he put on military clothes. He's he's Jewish. Maybe he's got a knife on him or something like that. It's weird. Please uh, open social workers statement and procedure. I don't know how to call that. That's last 3 years for nothing. And 1 month later, I receive a 1 month later, I receive a letter in my little box, in my mailbox. I read it, and I saw that, hey, you've been denounced by someone, so we are going to investigate to see if the kids are well. We want to know where they are from. But they were French. They were. I made the papers and everything. I bring them in a school that was on the brink to close, and that gave me just trouble. While I was just wanting to have a good life, I've done nothing wrong. So I was not very pleased about that. The people came to my home and checked everywhere. That gave me a very bad feeling, and so I didn't welcome them very well. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a bad guy. But then, if you want to come to my home, you just knock on the door. I will treat you something. But if you come by the from the back door and force it, and with bullshit, because I'm just a fucking Jew, and I wear like the country people, because here everybody's wearing like that. We are in the countryside here, and I've just been fucking discriminated, and that letter gave me such a big fucking problem. The newspaper, I called the newspaper, and the news reporter came they made an article. The news reporter came here, and they made a very nice article. They made an investigation on their site, and they just saw that everything I was telling was the fucking truth. That was the truth, simply. So they made a very nice article telling that I have been insulted, that fucking dirty Jew, go back to your country. I have been refused to be served in a bar, local bar. I have been rejected from that place. That someone made me a statement, I don't know how, a fake statement to get me in trouble with the social workers, and had to go to court and everything. But I was a good guy. I was a kind of a local hero because I saved the life of a guy here that had a stroke in the street, but nobody gave a shit. They passed by, but nobody saw that he was not well. So I just took him in my car and bring him to the first to a pharmacy, a doctor, and they didn't do anything. So I called the fire workers. They came. They took the pressure, blood pressure, and saturation, blah blah blah. They took it. They tested, and they saw that he was not very well. So they took him right away to the hospital. He was having a stroke since a while. He was having a diabetes crisis. He didn't have enough medicine to. He didn't have medicine. The pharmacy didn't want to give him medicine. It was, and that's in France. The guy was dying at the doctor place, and nobody cared. So the guy thanked me and made the same. And as well, you have to know that I am. How can I say that? Uh, Pro bono during my free time. During my free time, I give some help, like a donation for the homeless people, and to the poor people. I help to give them some food in an association, national association. And I'm a blood giver. I give my blood. I've done nothing wrong to anyone, but I have been treated like a shit. Not only me, not only my kids first, because it's kids first, of course, but also some neighbors, they have trouble. Some, some other kids from other family, they have trouble, and it's it was a real hell. It still is 7 years later, and it went up and up and up, upper in the matter of it went worse and worse. Yeah, okay, that's the word. And I will tell you the rest of the story, just to tell you that the guy denounced me, and they started to give me trouble with the social workers. They were not very welcome. And I pressed charge and the corruption at the court. That paper, that letter disappeared. I wrote it because I went to read it, and I pressed charge against this letter, but it was written by a politician, telling that I am just a fucking on the big line, because I told you the letter, but that I was a dirty Jew, and the cops, uh, the the kids, we didn't know where they were from, and they were no mother. It was weird, and my clothes were weird. My I was just a weird guy, and that's the social workers have to do something about that. They even almost took my kids away from me. Why I'm the only member of their family here because everybody's in Taiwan, and that's how I have been welcome here in France in 2019. And the corruption that paper disappeared from the court. Everybody read it, but it doesn't exist anymore. So they stopped the investigation after 2 years and a half instead of 3 years because I asked, I say, hey, there is no papers anymore, so please stop it, stop that, stop. I'm just a father here. I've done nothing wrong. I didn't harm my kids. I didn't do anything. I just I just have some dreams and I want to live my life. But after you've got shit later, it's pain in the ass to recover normal life, retrieve a normal life. I will tell you in the second episode what happened after when I wanted to change my kids from school again and how the teacher, because my kids were still beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten from the bullied other children, and what happened in the village. I will tell you in the next episode of the social murder. Okay, guys, thanks for give me thumbs. Thanks for everything. I say ciao, ciao, goodbye, and happy New Year to you all. Actually, there's only one guy now. I don't know if you speak English, but just write me in the comments below what you think, your questions, and I will gladly reply to you. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. If you want to subscribe, you can, no problem. And take care, guys. You see, the guys they replied in French. Actually, the guy they replied nul, nul, zero, 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 bullshit, bullshit. Uh, Someone say hello, 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 Sarah. It's very nice, nice of you. Okay. Hold on, I don't know how does it work. It's the first time I do a video like that. Thank you, Sarah. And no, I don't smoke. Yeah, I smoke the cigar sometimes. Like today, yesterday, of course, for the New Year, um, for the New Year, we had some champagne and good food and everything. For the since Christmas as well, I had big parties to friends because happily I have a lot of friends. So I smoked the cigars and uh, and had some very good time uh, singing in a KTV karaoke song, French songs. It was nice. But yes, yes, Tony, Dieu est le raccourci à l'ignorance. He says in French, God is the shortcut to stupidity. Yeah, it's kind of true. But anyway, guys, I wish you good night, and I wish you well all. I wish you Happy New Year 2026, hoping that the society will get better and better because there's a lot of work to do about that. I don't understand why the human beings cannot live together in just well, and why there is some racism and shit. Why they need to bully the fat, bully the gays, bully the need to bully the weaks, the the people that seem weak or sick or different. I don't understand that. If they think they are strong to do that, actually the weak person is the bully people. It's not the one who are bullied. That's it. On a good south, have a good one, sir. The guys. Cheers. Ciao, ciao. Have you ever lived a discrimination problem, or have you been bullied at school while you were a youngster? Just tell me in the comments below. Cheers, guys.